Hello, everybody. Just thought I'd drop in for another little podcast thingy. Haven't done one. It's probably been since January that I haven't done one of these. Of course, I'm here in the garage, as many of you who have followed me before will recognize. So, yeah, I'm just sitting out here in the garage. Had a good evening out. A friend of mine from Ohio came in. Got to talk to him for a little bit. He's staying over the night, and then my daughters are both in town for the next 2 nights. I guess it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the next 3 nights, I get to be with them and over half of their spring break or whatever. But let me turn off this fan. Turn off that fan there in the background. Sorry about that. So it's good to be back. Haven't really done any updates for a while. I'm not gonna get a whole lot into a whole lot of stuff. You got the Ukraine and the Russia war going on. As you all know, I'm sort of a skeptic on a lot of things. I don't like what Russia did to the Ukraine. I don't like that they went in there, but at the same time, I think there's like a lot of propaganda coming from the Ukrainian side about the Russians. A lot of negative propaganda. So I just don't want to believe everything that I hear from either side, because with all the YouTube channels that I watch and everything, it's just sort of hard to believe that the Russian people that I've watched on YouTube could be the same ruthless people that the media is trying to make them out to be. A lot of Russians, I'd probably say the vast majority of them don't want to be in the Ukraine. They don't want to be doing what they're supposedly being told to do, and I doubt they would do the horrific things that the media is reporting. But on the same note, I've heard all the stories about, like, psychological podcasts or whatever, where they say, it's sort of funny. I met like a pathopsychologist, psychopathological dude or whatever the other night, and we had a good conversation. And people can do a lot worse things than we can imagine, but I just don't want to believe that, though. I don't want to believe that what's being reported in the Ukraine is true. That what supposedly the Russians are doing there is true. So, especially when I'm hearing so much from so many different sides of the story. I have Russian people, and I'm not going to mention names or anything, but I have Russian people who are contacting me on encrypted messengers, WhatsApp or whatever, that are trying to tell me, they're trying to warn me or whatever, don't believe everything you hear in the media, because they have family or they have people, that they know that are saying this isn't true. It's not true. So I just say take everything you hear, especially on the U.S. mainstream media, take it all with a grain of salt. There may be a grain of truth to it, but just like any place you go to, there's always going to be the bad players, the bad people, the bad ones. You go out to for example, a bar in Kentucky at the middle of the night. There's going to be some douchebag there that's going to make everything shitty for everybody. Excuse my language, but they're gonna make it bad for everybody. But you don't blame the entire bar and everybody else that's there at the same time. You're not going to blame them all for whatever this douchebag does. You're not going to blame everybody for hitting on this girl, or you know, just all the stupid crap that may be done by one person. You're not going to blame everybody. So that's all I got to say, really, I guess, on that. But yeah, it's just all a bad situation, and everybody just needs to like uh, step back, just step back and think about what's being said by people on all sides. You know, Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, he has like the entire Western media establishment behind him, even though he's been saying relatively controversial things. And, you know, you got the Azov Brigade, which he's probably said good things about and stuff. They're a former like neo-Nazi type group of people. Then you have the Russians, like Russian people saying that like our soldiers aren't doing what you're saying they're doing or whatever. A lot of Russians are supposedly surrendering and not wanting to do what they're ordered to do, and so on. So there's just so much propaganda from so many sides, it's impossible to like distill it down into, you know, a form that people can understand truly. So I'm going to keep this one really short tonight, but I just wanted to jump in here and say that I just got a notice on my Google, because I have a lot of accounts and a couple YouTube channels that I post to and everything, and one of the emails I got from YouTube said that we're gonna demonetize anything that speaks critically of the war in the Ukraine and everything, and I think that's just wrong. You know, it's just wrong. People need to be able to speak their minds, whether you believe it or not, whether it's right or not. You know, there's people on every side of this story. You know, in the past, you know, they always said history was written by the victor, by whoever won the war or whatever. And that's not the case in this day and age anymore. You know, there's video evidence, there's, you know, people from that are posting from all sides stuff. So the evidence needs to be looked at. It needs to be distilled down into the proper the proper form for people to be able to make their own decisions about whatever's going on. So, and then hopefully Elon, and he just bought like 9.3% of Twitter. Hopefully he'll get free speech back on Twitter and let some of the other people who have been banned from there over the years come back. But they vowed that they wouldn't let anybody come back like Donald Trump or Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, or any of those stigmatized crazy guys. You know, I mean, but that pretty much means to me that the left is suppressing free speech. They don't want these voices coming back. Laura Southern, Stefan Molyneux, whatever. They don't want these voices coming back to the mainstream, coming back because they fear it. They fear that it's going to go against their narrative. But there's narratives on all sides of things. And if you can't handle somebody speaking out against your narrative, then it's not a very good one to begin with. So that's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to keep it here about 8-9 minutes. Good to see you all again, and maybe I'll start posting more now. So have a good night. Peace out.